Hare Namaha Krishna Namaha Hare Namaha Krishna Yadavaya Namaha Hare Namaha Krishna Yadavaya Namaha Yadavaya Madhavaya Keshavaya Namaha Yadavaya Madhavaya Keshavaya Namaha Gopal Govinda Ram Shri Madhusudhana Gopal Govinda Ram Shri Madhusudhana Giridhari Gopinatha Madana Mohana Giridhari Gopinatha Madana Mohana Shri Chaitanya Nityananda Shri Advaita Sita Shri Chaitanya Nityananda Shri Advaita Sita Shri Guru Vaishnava Bhagavad Gita Hari Guru Vaishnava Bhagavad Gita Shri Rupa Sanatana Bhatta Raghunatha Shri Rupa Sanatana Bhatta Raghunatha Shri Jiva Gopala Bhatta Dasa Raghunatha Shri Jiva Gopala Bhatta Dasa Raghunatha Ichai Gosai Kori Charana Vandana Ichai Gosai Kori Charana Vandana Jaha Hoite Vigna Nash Avishta Purana Jaha Hoite Vigna Nash Avishta Purana Ichai Gosai Jan Nitara Dasa Ichai Gosai Jan Nitara Dasa Asa Bara Pada Renu Mara Panchagasa Asa Bara Pada Renu Mara Panchagasa Adera Charana Sebi Bhakta Sane Bhasa Adera Charana Sebi Bhakta Sane Bhasa Jana me hoye Abhilasha Jana me hoye Abhilasha Ichai Gosai Jabe Bhaje Koila Bhasa Ichai Gosai Jabe Bhaje Koila Bhasa Radha Krishna Nitya Lila Koila Prakasha Radha Krishna Nitya Lila Koila Prakasha Anande Bolo Hari Bhaja Vrindavana Anande Bolo Hari Bhaja Vrindavana Shri Guru Vaishnava Pade Madhya Yamana Guru Vaishnava Pade Madhya Yamana Guru Vaishnava Pada Padma Kori Asa Shri Guru Vaishnava Pada Padma Kori Asa Nama Sankirtana Kohe Narottama Dasa Nama Sankirtana Kohe Narottama Dasa Hari Hare Namaha
Krishna Yadavaya Namaha.
Hariharaya Nama Krishna Yadavaya Namaha.
Yadavaya Madhavaya Keshavaya Namaha.
Yadavaya Madhavaya Keshavaya Namaha.
Gopal Govinda Ram Shri Madhusudana.
Gopal Govinda Ram Shri Madhusudana.
Giridhari Gopinath Madana Mohana.
Giridhari Gopinath Madana Mohana.
Shri Chaitanya Nityananda Shri Advaita Sita.
Shri Chaitanya Nityananda Shri Advaita Sita.
Hari Guru Vaishnava Bhagavat Gita.
Hari Guru Vaishnava Bhagavata Gita.
Shri Rupa Sanatana Bhakta Raghunatha.
Shri Rupa Sanatana Bhakta Raghunatha.
Shri Jiva Gopala Bhatta Raghunatha.
Shri Jiva Gopala Bhatta Raghunatha.
Echai Gosai Kori Charana Vandana.
Yeshai Gosai Gori Charana Vandana.
Japa Hoite Vishana Savita Purana.
Jaha Hoite Vinana Savishta Purana.
Echai Gosai Jagmuni Taradasa.
Yeshai Gosai Gari Vinana.
Sabada Pada Renu Mara Panchagasa.
Sabara Padarino Panchagata.
Tera Charana Se Vibhakta Sane Bhasa.
Veda Charana Se Vibhakta Sane Bhasa.
Tera Charana Se Vibhakta Sane Bhasa.
Veda Charana Se Vibhakta Sane Bhasa.
Name Janame Hoye Abhilasha.
Name Janame Hoy Abhilasha.
Sai Gosai Jabe Bhaje Koila Bhasa.
Jai Gosai Jabe Bhaje Koila Bhasa.
Sai Gosai Jabe Bhaje Koila Bhasa.
Jai Gosai Jabe Bhaje Koila Bhasa.
Radha Krishna Nitya Leela Krishna Prakasha.
Radha Krishna Nitya Leela Leela Prakasha.
Radha Krishna Nitya Leela Leela Prakasha.
Radha Krishna Nitya Leela Leela Prakasha.
Anande Bolo Hari Bhaja Vrindavana.
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 Guru Vaishnava Pade Prayamana.
Guru Vaishnava Pade Prayamana.
Guru Vaishnava Pada Kori Asha.
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 Nama Sankirtana Kore Natamandasa.
Nama Sankirtana Kore Natamandasa.
Nama Sankirtana Kore Natamandasa.
Nama Sankirtana Kore Natamandasa.
Hare Namha Krishna Yadavaya Namaha.
Hare Nama Krishna Yadavaya Namaha.
Yadavaya Madhavaya Krishna Namaha.
Madhavaya Madhavaya Keşavaya Namaha.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram,
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare
प्रभुपाद की जय, गौर भक्तवृंद की जय, गौर प्रेमानंद हरि। So we're very grateful to Ram Kumar Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you.
I'm fortunate.
Hare Krishna.
Finally met.
And Prabhu is with you?
Yes, he's Harish Prabhu.
Harish.
He's pursuing his MS. He's here with us for his internship for 3 months.
Thank you for the welcome. Hare Krishna. ज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपा कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरुं श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरुवैष्णवंश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगणरघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्री राधा कृष्ण पादां सहगणा ललिता श्री विशाखान्वितांश्च। हे कृष्णा करुणा सिन्धो दीनबन्धो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कान्त राधा कान्त नमोस्तुते। तप्त काञ्चन गौराङ्गी राधे वृन्दावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। मुखं करोति वाचालं पद्मं लङ्घयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे श्रीगुरुदीनतारिणं परमानन्दमाधवं श्रीचैतन्य ईश्वरम्। Okay, so a quick background. We are at the place where Maharaj Pratap Rudra received mercy of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Same from your account?
Yeah, I think it's broken.
But I saw 5 people.
Yeah, I don't know. Actually, not really not able to find. From here it can come.
Sameer Prabhu is there.
Yeah, I'm there, Prabhu, but I don't know what happened to this thing, So right now I'm speaker, but I'm on the phone. So
You can share. You know, ask him to
yeah,
share.
but we can have this one. No?
I don't know where it is.
Sameer Prabhu, can you share the link with Harshini Mataji?
No, same link I used, but I was connected from beginning. I think she dropped in between and then reconnected. Then it started. So I told her I will not disconnect now. If it so lose, then this will also go. No, so but I'll share that link again. But they started. She connected first. It was working, and then in between there was disconnection, and then she started doing again. Then that the issue of password started coming.
volume increase करेंगे?
Sorry, can you speak?
Yeah, I can speak. So can you hear?
Yeah, we can hear you.
I just joined Prabhuji, so I think passcode you need to enter 108. So I can share this meeting ID and the passcode
108. Yeah, I think it's connecting now.
Yeah, I see.
Yeah, connect.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Thank you. Hare Krishna. Okay, let's begin now. এই দেখা চৈতন্যেরা কৃপা মহাবলা তারা अनुसंधान बिना करया सफला. How powerful is the mercy of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu? Even without inquiring about the king, the Lord made everything successful. So this is the place where Maharaj, when Rath stopped, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu went into the garden. He was taking rest. Sarvam Bhattacharya requested Maharaj Pratap Rudra. This is the time Maharaj Pratap Rudra wore simple Brahmana clothes, and he went. He started massaging the feet of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and he started singing the Gopi Geet. And that's why Chaitanya Mahaprabhu became ecstatic. And then he immediately got up and he asked him, "Who are you?" He basically received the mercy. So this is the verse we are at, and maybe we will read the purport. Okay, you can start.
Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's mercy is so powerful that it acts automatically. If a person renders loving service to Krishna, it never goes in vain. It is recorded in a spiritual account, and in due time, it will fructify. This is confirmed by the Bhagavad Gita 2.40. Neha vikramanashasti pratyavayo na vidyate swalpamapi asya dharmasya prayate mahato bhaya.
So here, what is Prabhupada saying? It is recorded in spiritual account, and in due course of time, it will fructify. So we are ending devotional service, and we feel like nothing is happening. Anybody feels like nothing is happening, stuck there? I also feel the same way. That nothing is moving, stuck there only. Just time is passing and nothing is going inside. But Prabhupada is telling, in due course of time, it will fructify. When Mahaprabhu wants, immediately it will fructify. It takes a day to fructify. But that is actually mercy. When it is said that when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is sufficiently pleased with our service, he'll pull. So Prabhupada saying, Neha Vikramana, it never goes in vain. In due course of time, it will fructify. Till that time, we just have to continue. That's why Rupa Goswami says patience is very important. Because we want everything today. It doesn't work. So patience. So continue.
In this endeavor, there is no loss or diminution, and a little advancement on this path can protect one from the most dangerous type of fear. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has particularly bestowed upon all fallen souls in this age the most potent method of devotional service, Sankirtan, the congregational chanting of the Lord's holy name. And whoever takes to it through the mercy of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is immediately elevated to the transcendental position. As Srimad Bhagavatam 11.5.32 recommends, Yagya Sankirtana Praya Yajanti hi Sumedasha. Student of Krishna consciousness must receive Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's mercy. Then his devotional service will quickly succeed.
And how do we receive the mercy of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu? Yagya Sankirtana Praya. See, we have 24 hours. In that 24 hours, you have a free will to do what you want to do. Our progress will be based on if you take shortcuts. And the shortcut is Harikirtan. Yeah, Sankirtan, holiness. This is a shortcut. Time is there. We can engage in n number of different ways our time. We have a choice. We are trained to, we are training ourselves to remain Krishna conscious throughout the day. We are trying through various things. But what you choose has some mercy there. So if you do those things which collect more mercy, I don't know, like there are some games like, if you choose this, you get more points. If you choose this, less. So there are services, but then you have a choice how you want to use your time to receive the mercy of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's mercy is available through the Yoga Dharma. Yoga Dharma is Golokera Prema Dhana Harinama Sankirtana. The Prema has descended in the form of holy name. Another thing that carries lot of mercy is Vaishnava Seva. Nama Sankirtan, Vaishnava Seva. Avashya Paive Shri Krishna Charana. If you do these two things, you will definitely achieve Shri Krishna Charana, lotus feet of Krishna. Nam Sankirtan Krishna. Continue.
This was the case of King Pratap Rudra. One has to be noticed by Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And a little service with sincere efforts will convince the Lord that one is a proper candidate for returning home back to Godhead. At first, Maharaj Pratap Rudra did not have a chance to meet Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, but when the Lord saw that the king was serving Lord Jagannath as a menial sweeper, the Lord's mercy upon the king became a solid fact.
This is another thing which is really helpful to receive the mercy of the Lord. Humbleness. Humbleness. I can tell you my life story. First, I thought I'll make progress. To make progress, I need initiation. Initiated. That's okay. And then I thought, what next I need to do? Then I thought, Brahman initiation. Got it. What next I need to do? Then I thought, deity worship. Did for many years. Then what else I need to do? Then I need to read more and more. Read more and more and more and more and more. And then what I need to do? Well, you should spread the message of the holy name. Spreading the message of the holy name. What else I need to do? And then a point comes, like, we have our plans. If I do this, I'll make progress. If I do this, I'll make progress. One by one, all tick marks. Okay, done. That's how our intellect works. All tick marks. Sometimes we run after institutional goals. Maybe this, then naiya paar ho jayegi. Maybe this, then this, then this, then. After trying everything, I came to the understanding that nothing, no effort from my side will help me progress. The only thing that will help me progress is I have to cry. I have to beg to the Lord, my Lord, please. Everything else is like intellectually tick, 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 tick. All these things are very good. Done. Like we are eager. We are eager to make progress. So whatever is known and heard, everything, all tick mark. And then finally I came to this. This is my final conclusion so far in my life. One, I can make progress only by Krishna's mercy. I cannot make progress by my own endeavor of my thought process of high. It is said that when Krishna chooses, you are picked up. Ultimately, Krishna has to pick us up. So ultimately, we have to be noticed by Krishna. And to be noticed by Krishna, you just have to, all our acharyas say, what should be our mood while chanting? Prayerful. You have heard many times? Prayerful mood. Prayerful mood means, my Lord, please help me. O Vrindadevi, please help me. O Govardhan, please help me. O Vrindavan, please help me. O Yamuna, please help me. O Raghunath Das Goswami, please help me. Rupa Goswami, please help me. And it is just a mood of prayer and begging for mercy and begging for mercy and begging for mercy. Ultimately, through devotees, we receive the mercy of the Lord. Prabhupada, Guru Maharaj, Guru Parampara. Actually, nothing else works. It's just here it is emphasized that Maharaj Pratap Rudra attracted the mercy of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu just by sweeping. And he was sweeping in the mood of humble service. That's why you see, most of you are disciples of aspiring disciples of same Guru Maharaj. He never speaks about anything. You notice? never speaks anything we may be interested in. He only speaks of one thing. What is that? Chinadapi Samachita. That is what is going to help you make progress. That's why he is Guru. The only thing that will help you make progress is humbleness and servant of self. So you become noticed by Krishna. And nothing else will work. Everything else is coming from an intellectual mind of my understanding how to make progress. This is all required, but those who don't take any of those steps can still go back to Godhead if they have Krishna's mercy. And who receives Krishna's mercy? Actually, one thing which now think about a devotee that you like. A devotee that you like. You see if there is humility in that Vaishnava. And think of a devotee that you don't like. I don't like everybody. I'm just kidding. It's not a good mood. But we don't like proud people. You all agree?
Yes.
So if we have pride, nobody will like us. And if we are humble, everybody will like us. So that's the easiest way to receive mercy is humbleness. And what Srila Prabhupada says, how should we chant the holy name? What does Prabhupada says? Translation for third verse of Siksha Ashtakam. Huh? What does the third verse says? Third verse Siksha Ashtakam translation.
One should chant the holy names in the humble state of mind.
बस काफी उद्धार हो जाएगा. That's the mode of chanting that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has given. That's the Prabhupada has given. That our Guru Parampara has given. और कुछ आवश्यकता नहीं. Many times we ask, what should be our consciousness while chanting? It's given. It's not a mystery. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has given. One should chant the holy name in a humble state. और आगे जो है ना वो एटम बॉम्ब हैं प्रभु जी. Thinking oneself lower than a straw in a street. One should be more tolerant than a tree. One should be more tolerant than a tree. You know what tree does? Tree works very hard. And then give rise to leaves and give rise to fruits. How many years it takes for tree to give fruits? Many years to give fruits. And then what we do? We go there and take the fruits. We work very hard. We get the fruits. Imagine somebody comes and take the fruits from us. What will be your consciousness? We work very hard. एक साल मेहनत किया, आप आके फल खा लिए. Make sense? ट्री ने भी बहुत मेहनत किया है प्रभु जी. कई साल मेहनत किया, फल लाए. आप क्या करते हैं? जाके फल काट के खा लिए और बेचो, पैसा भी आप कमाओ. That's it. Tree is happy. Just by giving. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, more tolerant than a tree. एक काम करो, आप जाओ ट्री का एक टहनी को ना ऐसे काट दो. कोई आके हमारे साथ कुछ ऐसा करे. ये तो खैर बहुत एक्सट्रीम है. क्या करेंगे हम लोग? एक एक्स मेरे पास भी लाओ. Tree is happy. He will give you. What it takes to become more tolerant than a tree. When I speak of this, I feel like committing suicide. But Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, यही चाहिए. कैसे यार? कैसे होगा वो स्टेट? कैसे पॉसिबल है? Becoming humbler than a blade of grass. वो क्या है ना? All our sufferings that Krishna gives is just so that we come to this state. हम मानते नहीं, हम बार बार खड़े हो जाते हैं. एक और Krishna will keep giving mercy. हम खड़े हो जाते हैं. जब हम झुक जाएंगे ना, तब Krishna will give us happiness. तो हम मर्सी ना बंद कर देंगे. हम बार बार खड़े हो जाते हैं फेस करने के लिए, इसमें कहते झुको, नहीं खड़े हो, झुको भाई, नहीं खड़े, बार बार खड़े हो जाते सीधा तान के, मगर कहते झुको तुम, क्यों ऐसा क्यों किया? So because of that humble service attitude of Maharaj Pratap, I was talking to 4-5 devotees and I was remembering their names. And I was thinking, how is it that they have made so much progress? And the only answer came to me is humbleness. I can take the name of those devotees. They have made a lot of progress. The only reason they can make progress is humility. और आपको कुछ नहीं चाहिए actually. Back to God जाने के लिए. बस एक वो चीज आ गई ना, सब आ जाए. बाकी सब हमारा इंटेलेक्चुअल होता है कि हम ऐसे कर पाएंगे प्रोग्रेस, ऐसे कर पाएंगे प्रोग्रेस. Everybody knows Hindi. You don't know Hindi? Sorry, not this. Okay, okay.
When Maharaj Pratap Rudra, in the dress of a Vaishnava, was serving the Lord did not even inquire who he was. Rather, he had compassion upon him and embraced him. Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami wants to point out that nothing could compare to the Lord's mercy toward Maharaj Pratap Rudra. Therefore, he uses the word dekha, just see, and Chaitanyera Kripa Mahabala. How powerful is the mercy of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. This is also confirmed by Prabodhananda Saraswati, Yat Karunya Kataksha Vaibhavatam Chaitanya Chandramrita 5. Even a little of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's mercy serves as a great asset for spiritual advancement. Therefore, the Krishna consciousness movement must be spread through the mercy of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. When Rupa Goswami experienced the mercy and magnanimity of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he said, Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namne Gaurata Se Namah. I offer my respectful obeisances unto the Supreme Lord Shri Krishna Chaitanya, who is more magnanimous than any other avatar, even Krishna himself, because he is bestowing freely what no one else has ever given, pure love of Krishna. Srila Lochan Das Thakur has also sung Parama Karuna Pahudui Jana Nitai Gaura Chandra. The two brothers Nitai and Gaura are so kind that no one can compare to them. Similarly, Srila Narottam Das Thakur has sung Rajendra Nandana Yehi Sachi Sutta Haila Shei Balarama Haile Nitai Dina Hina Yata Chila Hari Name Udharila Tara Sakshi Jagai Madhai. Just to deliver all the sinful persons of this age by propagating the chanting of the holy name, Lord Krishna and Lord Balram have advented as Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Nityananda Prabhu. Jagai and Madhai are the evidence of their success.
So what was the cause of their Udharila, their Udhar? Harinama Udhar. Dina Hina Yathachila Harinama Udharila Tara Sakshi Jagai Madhai. Harinam will do the Udhar. And the proof is Jagai Madhai. So just this in a mood of service, in a mood of humility, in a mood of Vaishnava Seva. Continue, Prabhu.
Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's special mission is the deliverance of all fallen souls in Kali Yuga. Devotees of Krishna must persistently seek the favor and mercy of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to become fit to return home back to Godhead.
Anybody here wants to go back home, back to Godhead? All of you. So what it says, devotees of Krishna must
Persistently
seek the favor and mercy of to become fit. To go back to Godhead, we have to become fit. How to become fit? One has to persistently seek the favor and mercy of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. थोड़ा guidance दे रहे हैं प्रभुपाद. Persistently seek the favor and mercy of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Basically, we have to beg. Gauranga Mahaprabhu, Nityananda Prabhu. holy name. They only gave the holy name in the mood of service. One time Gaurang Prabhu said, same thing, like books read, preaching all different varieties done, initiation done, deity worship done. What else? Everything that one can aspire done. What next? What next? All the goals achieved. What next? Not take shelter. Not take shelter. Okay. So we'll go back to our presentation. Is my voice audible on Zoom?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yes.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Okay, so we go fast now. Should I continue? I'll go fast. प्रभु बोले के तुम्ही करीला मोरा हिता आचंबिता आशी पिया कृष्ण लीला अमृता. Finally, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, "Who are you? You have done so much for me. All of a sudden, you have come here and made me drink the nectar of pastimes of Lord Krishna." So Mahaprabhu was in deep meditation, and Mahaprabhu was massaging his feet, and he was chanting the Gopi Gita. And Mahaprabhu said, "Who are you? You have made me drink the nectar of Krishna Lilamrita, the nectar of the Lord Krishna." Raja kahe ami tomar dasera anudas Bhrityara Bhrityakara ei mora ash. The king replied, "My lord, I am the most obedient servant of your servants. It is my ambition that you will accept me as a servant of your servant." What did the king say? I am the most, he said, "My lord, I am King Prataparudra, the king of the whole province, and I have come to serve." So Mahaprabhu said, "Who are you?" And he said, "I am the most obedient servant of your servants. It is my ambition that you will accept me as the servant of your servants." Dasanadas. The greatest achievement of a devotee is to become a servant of the servants of the Lord. Actually, no one should desire to become the direct servant of the Lord. That is not a very good idea. When Prahlad Maharaj was offered a benediction by Nrsingadev, Prahlad rejected all kinds of material benediction, but he prayed to become the servant of the Lord. He said, "Let me become the servant of Narada Muni. I don't want to become your servant. Ask for a benediction. Let me serve Narada Muni. Because of him, I am standing in front of you." When Dhruva Maharaj was offered a benediction by Kuber, the treasurer of the demigods, Dhruva could have asked for unlimited material opulence, but he simply asked for the benediction of becoming the servant of the servants of the Lord. Kolabecha Sridhar was a very poor man, but when Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu wanted to give him a benediction, he also prayed to the Lord to be allowed to remain a servant of the Lord. So Prabhupada quotes on many examples how our acharyas and they have shown the right mood. The conclusion is that being the servant of the Supreme Personality of Godhead is the highest benediction one can desire. तबे महाप्रभु तांरे ऐश्वर्य दिखाईला कारेहा न खाइबे ए निषेधा करीला. At that time, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu displayed some of his divine opulences to the king, and he forbade him to disclose this to anyone. Then Mahaprabhu displayed his divinity. What divinity he displayed, it's not mentioned, but he showed some, he revealed himself in some aspects. Some are mentioned, some are not mentioned. So here it's not mentioned, but Maharaj Prabhupada understood who Chaitanya Mahaprabhu actually is. Although within his heart, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu knew everything that was happening externally, he did not disclose it, nor did he disclose that he knew he was talking with Maharaj Pratap Rudra. He was externally acting that he doesn't know, but he knew very well whom he's talking to. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. प्रताप रुद्रेर अभाग्य देखी भक्तागण ने राजा रे परम से सबे आनंदिता मने. Seeing the Lord's special mercy upon King Pratap Rudra, the devotees praised the king's good fortune and their mind became open and blissful. What was the response when all the devotees saw Maharaj Pratap Rudra, saw the divinity of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu? The devotees praised the king's good fortune. And then naturally Prabhupada never lose an opportunity. So Prabhupada said this is characteristic of pure Vaishnava. He is never envious if another devotee receives the mercy and strength of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. A pure Vaishnava is very happy to see a person elevated in devotional service. When he sees others are progressing, he is very happy. But when the envy is in the heart, and when we see somebody is doing very nice service, then we feel like, why not me? Prabhupada says, a devotee, a Vaishnava, is naturally very happy by seeing others progress. My spiritual master says, Vaishnava is no envy. He says, otherwise, we are not a Vaishnava.
For him who constantly meditates upon my presence within all persons, the bad tendencies of rivalry, envy, and abusiveness, along with false ego, are very quickly destroyed.
This is Krishna telling the Uddhav Gita, how can we become free from envy? What is Krishna telling here? Like, if I'm envious of somebody, but if I can see that Krishna he's carrying Krishna in his heart, then you will naturally bow down because you bow down to Krishna. So when you see that this person is carrying Krishna in his heart, you will naturally bow down. Think of anybody and think that Krishna is in the heart of that person, you will not have envy. But when Krishna consciousness is removed or Krishna factor is removed, then we'll be like, then there will be a spirit of competition. But if you see Krishna, there is no desire to enjoy, there is no desire to compete. Only respect will come. And that's why Srimad Bhagavatam says, a pure Vaishnava bows down to every living entity because he sees Krishna everywhere. But that's the prerogative of Uttamadhikari. We hear, when we hear, only then we see Krishna in others' heart and then God. We hear Krishna only when we hear. But a Uttamadhikari, he sees Krishna everywhere. And that's why he is never affected by material consciousness. He's always in that spiritual state. So Krishna gives this instruction to Uddhav that please try to do that. The bad tendencies of rivalry, envy, and abusiveness, along with false ego, are very quickly destroyed. Even false ego. Abusiveness. You just see this person is carrying Krishna in their heart.
The conditioned souls tend to feel rivalry towards our equals, envy toward our superior, and the desire to belittle our subordinates. These contaminated propensities, along with their very basis, false ego, can be quickly vanquished by meditating upon the Supreme Personality of Godhead within every individual.
So Prabhupada says with equals, we try to feel rivalry, like competition. Envy towards superior, why they are superior, I should be superior. And desire to belittle our subordinate. That is again comes from pride. Belittle our subordinate. Like, he is below me. The moment one thinks he is below me, loses Krishna's mercy.
Submissively offering prayers to the devotees with folded hands and offering obeisances to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, the king went outside.
So he displayed his divinity, Mahaprabhu, and then what Pratap Rudra Maharaj did? What did he do? After he saw the darshan of the Lord, he sang Gopi Geet. Mahaprabhu asked him, thank you for Krishna Lilamrita, who are you? He said, I am servant of servant. Mahaprabhu was very pleased by his humility. He displayed his form. Whether it is Radha Krishna form, Narayan form, I don't know. But he displayed his opulence to Maharaj Pratap. He saw the opulence. And then what did he do?
Yeah, after prayer,
So he was grateful to all the devotees because by the mercy of devotees only he could receive the mercy of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. If you see Madhya Leela, he is only begging the devotees. Just see his story, Pratap Rudra. He's constantly begging the devotees. Please, please, Nitai, please, Sarvabhauma, please. Tell all the devotees, go on my behalf, petition to Lord Chaitanya. Lord Chaitanya is constantly rejecting. He's constantly requesting devotees, please, please. I will give up my life. I will give up my kingdom. I will give up everything. You all go and petition. And when he received the complete mercy of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, then he is offering prayers to the Lord. Actually, when we actually receive the mercy of the Lord, we become humble. Prabhupada Maharaj one time said, humility comes when prema comes. When you actually make advancement, you become humble. When we don't have the adhikar to make advancement and we feel that I am here, we become proud. Pride comes when we put ourselves on a pedestal we are not. But when we are actually on a pedestal, we will have humility. That's how we can maintain it. But when we put ourselves on a pedestal we are not, we'll become proud, we'll make mistake and we'll go down. But we cannot stay here. Stay there. So here we see, although he received the mercy of the Lord, he was actually not feeling I received the mercy of the Lord. His heart was full of gratitude and prayers to the devotees because of whose mercy he received. If you see Srila Prabhupada disciple, they don't think they are great souls. All our Guru Maharaj and various spiritual masters, they don't think they are great souls. If you see how much devotion they have for Prabhupada, so actually you become indebted, grateful because of this personality. I am who I am. I just want to serve this personality because of them. I am where I am. So it's just there is natural humility and gratitude. All the Vaishnava qualities are there naturally. After this, Vaninath Rai brought all kind of prasadam. You know who was Vaninath Rai? Whose brother? Yeah. So there were 5 sons, 5 Panch Pandavas, and Bhavananda Rai was the father. So he gave one of the brother to become the personal servant of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and that was Vaninath Rai. Others were working elsewhere. Vaninath was given like one son. Prabhupada says, give one son to me. So he gave one son for the personal service of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So he was very fortunate. So he would do all kind of menial service for the Lord. And Vaninath Rai then brought all kind of prasad. कीर्तनियारा परिश्रमा जानी गौरा राय तासा बारा खायाइते प्रभुरा mana धाय.
Chaitanya Mahaprabhu understood the labor of all the Kirtana chanters, therefore he was very eager to feed them sumptuously.
So Mahaprabhu was very happy because they did kirtan for so many hours. So Mahaprabhu personally fed all the devotees.
All the devotees sat down in lines and Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu personally began to distribute prasad.
So I'll keep going forward.
Yes, sir.
They all sat and Mahaprabhu started distributing.
But the devotees would not accept the prasadam and they Chaitanya Mahaprabhu Swarupa Goswami informed the Lord of this.
So Mahaprabhu distributed everyone and they're all sitting like this. So Mahaprabhu told Sarup Damodar, ask them to eat. Sarup Damodar, they will not eat, my Lord. First you sit and start eating. Then only they will eat. So Mahaprabhu said, okay.
At that time, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu sat down with his personal associates. Every one of them fed very sumptuously until they were finished.
So they would not perform many austerities from that perspective. Mahaprabhu will feed them to their neck. Just feasting and dancing, Prabhupada would say. then showing his mercy to poor beggars.
After finishing, the Lord washed his mouth and sat down. There was so much extra prasadam that it was distributed.
वाणीनाथ राय बहुत मेहनत की होगी प्रभु जी.
Following the orders of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Govinda, his personal servant, called for all the poor beggars who were unhappy due to their poverty and fed them sumptuously.
So what happened then? Govinda is also a personal servant. Who is spiritual master of Govinda? Ishwar Puri. He's god brother of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And Ishwar Puri, before he leaving the body, he told Govinda that you become a personal servant of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So he came. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu didn't want a servant who is god brother. So he asked Sarvabhauma. So Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya said, well, another higher order is you do whatever Guru says. Guru says you have to follow him as servant. So he accepted him as a servant. And then Govinda is very service oriented. So Mahaprabhu ordered Govinda. Govinda called all the poor beggars who are unhappy due to their poverty, and he fed them sumptuously. Observing the beggars eating prasadam, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu chanted Hari Bol and instructed them to chant the holy name. So they all are eating, thousands. And Mahaprabhu told everybody, chant Hari Bol. So on the transcendental platform, there is no distinction between the rich, the middle class, and the poor. Everyone is suffering under the spell of Maya. Therefore, the best course is to learn how to get out of the clutches of Maya. So a devotee does not see somebody on a platform of, oh, he is this and he is this and he is this and he is this. That's a material vision. If we appreciate somebody who is on a materially higher platform, that's a material consciousness. Or we not appreciate somebody who is not so well to do, that's also a material platform. So a devotee don't see from the perspective of which class one is. Because a devotee knows that everybody is in Maya, in the clutches of Maya. Whether one is very high class or middle class or low class, everyone is, it's a temporary designation. What happened to King Rahugana? I mean, Jar Bharat said, you are thinking you are the king. I was also the king and now I am a beggar. So what is the position of such temporary designations? And who will you be tomorrow? You don't know. So come to knowledge and don't be proud because of who you are thinking you are now.
As soon as the beggars chanted the holy name, Hari Bol, they were immediately absorbed in ecstatic love of Godhead. In this way, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu performed wonderful fasting.
क्या कृपा है प्रभु. एक हरि बोल बोलने में प्रेम so many years nothing is moving. Still begging only, nothing. Seems like everything is going in vain only. He just said one Hari Bol and he got love. This is, and thousands of beggars. One Hari Bol and they got love. Quite depressing. Okay. Receiving the Rath Yatra. Okay.
Outside the garden, when it was time to pull Jagannath's car, all the workers called Gaudas tried to pull it, but it wouldn't move forward.
So Jagannath was eating prasad. Jagannath ate. All the bhoga was taken away. Now the Rath has to resume. So then Gaudas are very powerful people. So they started all pulling. And what happened when they started pulling? Rath would not move. Very interesting.
When the Gaudas saw that they could not budge the car, they abandoned the attempt. Then the king arrived in great anxiety and he was accompanied by his officers and friends.
So who was the king here? हाँ, mercy लेके चले गए. वापस back to service. Then again he put his suit and kingly robes and then accompanied by officers and friends. Now he's in anxiety. Move the Rath. Why Rath is not moving? So they were trying to move the Rath. Rath is not moving. So king came with officers and he's like, what do I do? What do I do? So he made some arrangements to move the Rath.
The king then arranged for big wrestlers to try to pull the car, and even the king himself joined in, but the car could not be moved.
So big wrestlers, he called all the big wrestlers, move. And he himself, nothing. King also was helpless.
Becoming even more anxious to move the car, the king had very strong elephants brought forth and harnessed to it.
So king is very active. So first the Gaudas, then the wrestlers, and now elephants. And they are trying to move the cart of Jagannath Rath.
The strong elephants played with all the strength, but still the car remained at a standstill, not budging an inch.
So all the elephants also failed.
As Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu heard this news, he went there with all his sons and associates. They then stood there and watched the elephants try to pull the car.
So Mahaprabhu and all the associates, they are thinking and the elephants are really trying hard and nothing is happening.
The elephants being beaten, the elephants goat were crying, but still the car would not move. The assembled people cried out aloud.
So they were beating the elephant. Hey, move the cart with elephant goat, and cart is not moving. So see, in Bengali it says "loke kare hahakar." Hahakar means hi, hahakar. But English is such a impersonal language. It just is alas. When I see alas, I don't get any feeling. When I see hahakar, I get a feeling. Hahakar bach gaya.
At that time, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu let all the elephants go free and placed the car's rope in the hands of his own men.
So he told Swarup, Govinda, Paninath, Sabajo, आप लोग, ए सब हटो. So you see every empty and all the seat of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu held the ropes. आपने रथेरा पाछे थेले माथा दिया हाथ हाथ करी रथा चलीला दाइया. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu then went to the back of the cart and began to push with his head. It was then that the cart began to move and roll along, making a rattling sound. So Mahaprabhu went to the back of the rath and he's like, so if you see here, it's a big, and then just you see here in one of the corner, you see here Lord Chaitanya.
Yes, Lord.
So he just went and chanting the holy names and with his head, and and then with the rattling sound, the cart began to move. Very beautiful picture. We'll also read after some time. Right now, cannot read.
Indeed, the car began to move automatically, and the devotees simply carried the ropes in their hands. Since it was moving effortlessly, they did not need to pull it.
So all the associates of the Lord, they are just holding and the Rath is moving. They don't have to pull it. And Mahaprabhu just is pushing. And Rath is like taking a fast speed. It's like, like completely jammed. And the crackling sound. And then they started to move.
When the car moved forward, everyone began to chant with great pleasure. All glories, and all glories to Lord Jagannath. No one could hear anything else.
Nobody could actually notice also. Yes, Mahaprabhu went in the back and he pushed. And they are telling all glories Lord Jagannath, all glories Lord Jagannath. And nothing could be found. Jaya Jaya Dhwani. Then immediately the cart reached the Gundicha Mandir. Last few verses for today.
विचार द्वारा चैतन्य प्रतापदिति लोके चमत्कार. In the moment the cart reached the door of the Gundicha temple, upon seeing the uncommon strength of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, all the people were struck with wonder.
Then they noticed Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is actually pushing. And how long it took from there to reach Gundicha Mandir? It says, in a moment it reached. Mahaprabhu pushed it. Immediately the cart, Krishna Kaviraj Goswami says, in a moment reached the door of Gundicha Mandir and everybody was shocked. Because if you see, actually the cart is actually, one wheel is like three people stand, one on top, that is one wheel. And there are like more than 25 wheels on the chariot. And on the top of chariot, there are hundreds of pandas. So this cart is not ordinary cart. Bro, just started running. Okay, who read? Yeah, Naresh. Sorry, Prabhu. Jaya Gaura. Start.
Gaura Chandra Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Jai Mata Vaya Vala Loka Danya Danya. The crowd made a tumultuous vibration chanting Jaya Gaura Chandra Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya. Then the people began to chant wonderful, wonderful.
So everybody was very happy that they reached to Gundicha.
Seeing the greatness of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Prataparudra Maharaja and his ministers and friends were so moved by ecstatic love that the hair on their bodies stood on end.
When Prataparudra Maharaj saw how Chaitanya Mahaprabhu pushed with his head and cart, so his hair stood on end. And everybody, when they saw, cart just immediately reached Gundicha. They were in ecstatic love.
All the servants of this Lord Jagannatha entered and bowed to the car, and the Lord went to sit on his throne.
Then what did the servant do? He took him down, and the Lord went to the throne and he sat there in Gundicha. Gundicha is actually just a platform, nothing else. It's empty temple. Just for 8-9 days, Lord comes, and the rest of the year it's empty. And just before Lord came, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu cleaned the Gundicha Mandir. And now it's ready. So Jagannath went and sat on the throne, and likewise Subhadra and Baldev.
They followed the parting of Lord Jagannatha and finally passed.
So they bathe there in Gundicha. When the Lord comes, he gets Abhishek. As you see, this is from Gundicha Mandir. And then he eats.
When Lord Jagannatha, Lord Balarama and Subhadra sat on the respective thrones, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and his devotees began to perform Sankirtana with great pleasure, chanting and dancing in the Bharata.
So what was the activities of Lord Chaitanya when they came and sat in the Gundicha? They were doing Sankirtan. If you see in our,
Chanting in the
yeah, if you see in our Rath Yatra all over the world, this is what we do. The Lord goes and sit in the tent, and then devotees continue chanting. That's like following Mahaprabhu.
आनंदी महाप्रभुरा प्रेमा उतालिया देखी सभा लोका प्रेमा सागरे भासिला. While Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was chanting and dancing, he was overwhelmed with ecstatic love, and all the people who saw him were also flooded in the ocean of love of God.
So when Mahaprabhu was chanting and dancing, he became overwhelmed with love, and anybody who saw him also was flooded with the love. The nature of love is contagious. Nityakari Sandhya Kale Arati Dekhaila Aitota Asi Prabhu Vishrama Karila. In the evening, after finishing his dancing in the yard of the Gundicha temple, the Lord observed the Arati ceremony. Thereafter, he went to the place called Aitota and took rest for the night. So, what was Mahaprabhu's actions once the Rath reached the Gundicha? Jagannath was taken, then he was chanting and dancing, and then he observed the Arati, and then he went into forest. If you see Mahaprabhu's role, just chanting, dancing. Arti also, he's just chanting, dancing, sleeping. Then he will go down, chanting, dancing. If you see Saul Rathyatra, what he is doing, chanting and dancing, went, took rest, gave mercy to Maharaj Pratap Rudra, came, pulled the rath while chanting and dancing, reached Jagannath when they are chanting and dancing in Arati, went and took rest. And he will get up and then again it will continue. So, continuous Sankirtan. Activities of Lord Chaitanya while at Gundicha. So that's all we'll discuss. And Mahaprabhu stayed in Gundicha for 8 days. And we will see next week what were his activities while he was at Gundicha. And then he went back. Jagannath stayed. And I saw tomorrow is Rath Yatra returned. So right now Jagannath is in Gundicha. And tomorrow he will go back. Okay, any discussion? That's all from Chaitanya Leela today. Discussion. Quite straightforward.
I really like the point, Prabhuji, like you said, sometimes we ask questions on what should be our consciousness while chanting. And he said it's right there, right? It's like you just have to go back and one should chant in the humble state. It's like, now I'm thinking, have I honestly really tried it also?
Actually, this humble state of mind, Prabhuji, is not while chanting. It's during the whole 24 hours. One should chant in a humble state of mind means when one is humble, in a humble state of mind throughout, then chanting will be very important. It's very difficult, actually. That's why, it takes a long time because Prabhupada says there is conditioning. Then when there is conditioning, you will act your natural way. It doesn't matter what you hear, what you speak. Your natural instincts comes out like this. And to bring that transformation takes a long time. How many times have we heard this verse? Like, I don't know, like heard, spoke, so many lectures. But to implement it requires transformation. The only thing that will help us at some point of time is we have to pray for help. We have to pray for help. When we see a pure devotee, it seems like, they have such nice behavior. I can also attain this behavior. But we may not be able to see how much tapasya they have gone through to attain to a behavior they have today. Ultimately, just the change of consciousness. And Prabhupada say, how much time it takes to become Krishna conscious? It takes a moment. But when you are pure devotee, then it's very easy, just a change of consciousness. You just accept this Tirada Visnuchana verse and respect everybody, and you can chant very nicely. But it is not so easy and so direct.
So, now, I really like the point you made, Prabhuji, that because I've seen if I'm in anxiety, then that goes in my chanting. So if I try to be humble rather than just during the chanting the whole day, then there's a possibility it may go in chanting. Now I was thinking what may happen that will take me out of humility, and that would be if a situation comes in which there is some anger or something that comes. My question is, Prabhuji, by your experience, and I really need it for my sake, if such situations come where it may arise anger, how do you deal with those situations? How can I?
Prabhu, there are tests. These are tests. And these tests will repeat. And every Test is an opportunity to practice. Test means, what is test? You learn something. Test means, okay, do you know this? Exam. So now we heard. Now there's an exam. Test means, can I apply it? If we fail, we repent. And we pray to Krishna, my Lord, please help me. And then next test. That's why tests are Krishna's mercy. Then next test. And uh, many times at that instance, Paramatma will speak to us. And we just try to listen to Paramatma and Kannada. Paramatma will speak. Don't say like this, don't do this, tolerate. Paramatma will speak. But the thing is, emotions are very high. And then, so there is an inner voice that, you know, why? This is not justice. This is wrong. Or, Paramatma also says withdraw. And that moment to choose Paramatma over the emotions. That's what Krishna wants us to do. That requires a lot of self-control. Self-control. And that is something we practice. Every time we pass a test, we receive mercy. And then the test will become more difficult. And it's a long journey. And actually, this is what we are looking for in our spiritual advancement is very good behavior. 24 hours. It's time. The kids are giving the signal. We can serve prasadam in the meantime and we can keep discussing.
Thank you for that point, Prabhuji. I think, as you said, right, I mean, good behavior we have heard, and I think we become little conscious also, like even at home, if I have created a scene once, then I am conscious next time, "Arey, Baba, I should be careful, I should not." So that control comes. But carry the same consciousness for chanting also that, "Arey, my humble mood will get destroyed even if I act on that." I think that is where it's again, yeah.
And the biggest test, my experience, many times it comes within families. Lot of difficult tests comes. Uh, but whether it is within or it is outside, they are tests. They are all tests. Those who can remain humble, others will keep trying. They will make their way out. Material word, right? Millions of souls are trying. Those who remain humble, nothing will happen. They will sneak out their way back to God. Little unnoticed. Just keep walking by. So it doesn't take much time to advance. Just the right consciousness. Doesn't depend upon time. Because it doesn't matter how many years one is practicing Krishna consciousness. Calculation doesn't work there. Somebody may be not initiated, practicing just for 1-2 years, and somebody may be practicing for 15 years. But then there, this verse is there, Bahu Janma Kare Shavan Tabana Pai Krishna Prema. Bahu Janma Kare Shavan Kirtan Tabana Pai Krishna Prema. So Prabhupada says all depends upon the attitude of the follower. So there is no calculation for like who is where at what stage. All depends upon our sincere attempt to practice. And our Guru Maharaj says this as the only thing all the time. Previously, I used to think why Guru Maharaj speaks very simple things. Then I realized because that is only what is required to go back on that road. Nothing else is required.
we ourselves overcomplicate it.
We may think this is what is required, this is what is required, we may try. But ultimately, we will come to the same point what Guru Maharaj is speaking today. If mercy comes, you will get everything immediately. If mercy doesn't come, we keep trying, things won't move. Things won't move. ठीक है? अपने attempt से things won't move. Things will move. That's why it's a descending process. Avaroha Pantha. The Lord's mercy descends and we experience.
Avroha Pantha.
Prabhupada uses like ascending process, descending process. The descendants of descending of mercy. Discussion is over. We are waiting for Prasad and just whatever. We will end the Zoom call here. Please accept my humble obeisances to all of you for joining. Thank you very much. Panchakalpatarubhesha Vipasindhuve evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavabhyo. Ananta Koti Vaishnavinda ki jai. Srila Prabhupada. Thank you very much. Dandavat pranam. We'll end here. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Dandavat pranam.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna. Dandat Pranam.
Hare Krishna. Thank you.